Okay, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good day. Oh, these YouTube streets are crazy. So apparently, I guess Brian got the cars of his window busted out. I don't know. I don't know the whole story. I'm only seeing things from afar. What's up, Heavy Bear? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm only seeing things from afar, so I really can't give you an assessment of if that's a play, if not. And then you can say, I don't know if he's showing the video, I don't show pictures. You just gotta be leery of that. People got to maintain when they losing traction. They got to maintain keeping people informed and stuff like that. So, what's up, C-Mac TV? How you doing? Good to see you. Like I said, I gotta do my own research or reconnaissance on top of that. Regarding the first portion about what I got listed on the title, I have to go back and talk about that later because I'm having some technical issues where I wanted to show what I wanted to talk about, but not able to talk about it because I'm having some technical issues on my side right now. So once I'm able to resolve that, then I will come back and let y'all see what I see. Now the third part is we had a live last night. That spanned over 3 hours. Okay, so a lot was discussed in that live, from Jay Wilson to Heidi stopped by, and that's pretty much the portion that Heidi and I guess Trezur Lane have an issue with. Right. Now, first off, to Heidi, I don't know what your issue is. What's up, mommy, Popo? We cool. I ain't really got an issue with you. But I don't know why you mad at me. All I did was go off of what the guest said. She said that you invited her down to your place to do whatever. Now you mad at me saying I invited her to your domain. I never invite anybody to nobody's domain. I said, why don't you sit up here and make things right? Why don't you sit up here? I was talking to Heidi. I said, why don't you go and try to smooth over by going to see her? Because she said she had an invitation to go see you. So I don't know if that was just a sense of you being in the moment or being enraged and not listening. Because I told you, a lot of people do not listen around here. They want to hear what they want to hear, and then they get all mad. Okay? They get all mad. Then you want to sit there and call me a faggot and all this other shit. Yeah, what's her name? Heidi sat up there and invited me to her. But what you don't understand is I knew her husband was in the motherfucking background. I'm very cognizant and aware when I deal with married women. Just like I sat up there and told Lemon when he was sitting up there dealing with her, Pete, be careful what you say. Because you never know when these husbands are around. You never know how they may get. You never know what's going on in their life where what you say may get somebody, you know what. And I'm not going to be the callous of that. So I just said, when I said, so I'm going to respect your marriage. Now she's sitting up there with her tatas and her avatar all over my face, right? She was looking very sexy, by the way. But I have to be very, very restrained in that because once again, I don't know who's listening to the broadcast and I don't know who's around the corner. Her husband was nearby. If you listened and you heard the broadcast, you could tell her husband was right there. I mean, nearby, because obviously they went through the home or they went to the house or something like that. So I'm very cognizant of certain things like that. So just because I say, ooh, I want to jump your bones, I want to look your ussy, I want to suck on your titties. No, please don't mistake it for the such. Okay, please don't mistake it for the such. What else you said? That's all you pretty much said. Just like you would sit over there entertaining somebody that lied on me and said, "Ooh, oh yeah, Sir King, yeah, we was in the DMs," and I'd be like, and you went on and said, "What? Then why did you hit Sir King?" I wouldn't get mad at you because you go on based on the information that was expressed to you, and that's all that was. Wasn't inviting nobody to your house. She said that that you invited her to your domain and that y'all wanted to have sexual relations. So I put up my disclaimer ban when that happened. You know how this game go. You know how this game go. All the people that would have came over there, if Rick Reed or Castro Cannon would have came over there and said some salacious ass shit, you wouldn't sit up there and check them. And you know that, Deanna. So stop acting brand new to this, okay? Stop acting brand new to this because you know how the YouTube streets work. We go on what we hear and then we just play along until we hear otherwise. So that's all I got. That and whatever your situation is between you and Heidi, that's between you and Heidi. I don't know y'all. I don't know how y'all. I mean, the back end situation. We are not privy to that. We don't know what your interactions were and all that with Sean Bradley and all them people over there at Club Chat when y'all were all cool. And y'all know y'all were pretty much, I guess, all cool to some degree. Right? Okay. So that's what I pretty much got to say to her response regarding that. So I just went off of what she was saying. Uh, other than that. So what else I want to say? Also, the last thing I want to say is, just me. Oh no, what is your name? Just me, Shella, me now. Oh no, it's okay. You let a lot of horse shit start ish. We see you. What are you talking about? How can I start ish? I provide a platform. I mean, ain't this here for entertainment? I ain't let nothing. I ain't let nothing defamatory. I mean, and also you got to sit up here and take into account, Heidi. You talked about the foot wash. You talked about the foot wash and how y'all went down to the foot wash and all that other stuff like that. So there is a sexual element coming from your page where there is something sexual in nature. So come on, Heidi, don't sit over here acting like you pristine and you ain't delving things like that. Donna Replay says, "Done plug content like rent you want on." Huh? Girl, what kind of name is that? What's up, Brian? I hope you're doing well with the Janelle Monáe situation or whatever it was. Bust your windows out your car. You know, I don't know what you doing. Did you say I was a prostitute? Yeah, I did say you was a prostitute. I did because and it was an analogy. It wasn't like an actual sexual prostitute. I said because there was funds exchanged between you and Jay Wilson, that he now feels that he can keep you on his payroll and stuff like that. So that's what I said. And that's all, and that's where the relationship came into with the prostitute. So, well, I hope he don't feel like he can own you and tell you what to do and how things to go because you exchanged funds for keeping his lights on, or funds were exchanged and he gave you a little bit of the bread that was made for keeping his lights on. So yeah, but yeah, I said it, but not in the way of you bending over. Oh Lord, just me, Shell for now says you let a common hoe come on here and push lies. Shit, everybody a common hoe. I mean, everybody come on, push lies. How do I know those are lies? How do I know? Do I know those things are lies? The only thing a person can do is really come on here and refute. How many lies have been told on me? There's a lot of hoes running around. Okay, there's a lot of hoes running around. So there's a lot of people who sell their ussy or sell their dick for some change. So there's a lot of hoes running around. Yeah, I'm gonna sit up here. You just want me to block her off the broadcast? Then y'all say people don't hit my link, so now people hit the link. I'm supposed to say, "Oh no, you a hoe, get going." No, I'm not gonna do that. What's up, YT Cameras girl? I know you would be over here. No, just because you see YT in your name, don't mean to refer to you, girl. Okay, it's talking about YouTube. It's about YouTube, so it's okay. It's all right. Don't get it. Don't think that somebody trying to put a salacious lie. Now, if I put YTC or YT Cameras, then yeah, okay. But I'm talking about what's your name still. What's your name? What's the YT your name stand for? What does the YT your name stand for? YTC? Huh? What does the YT in your name stand for? Bam. So that's what I'm talking about. But like I said, I'm having some technical issues. Which did it get resolved? Hold on, it may have got resolved. One second. Okay, because I wanted to show y'all something. Child, I knew when I put that title, I was like, oh damn, here she comes. She gonna come over. Hold on one second, y'all. But no, it has nothing to do with you, girl. So you say you don't have to run around and we call you the female Nelson Mandela. Child, you like to keep your connections tight and right. Okay, you don't want nobody messing up your connections. I'm not messing up your connections. It's YT. Now we know you gotta do what you gotta do to get the numbers up, but you used to fact check. I ain't got no listen, you whatever your name is, Marshmallow, because that's what your name is, like Marshmallow. So I'm gonna call you Marshmallow. I don't got no time to be doing no damn fact checking that when it deals with people where videos are gone and all that. Okay, you talking about 3, 4, 5 years ago, James over there yelling about some damn YouTube e-commerce or show platform. So we talking about decades ago. Nobody ain't got no time to do that shit. I'm talking about some real stuff that people will come up here. If they have an issue, then they can sit up there and make a video like they doing and refuting the fact. If somebody going on camera like you doing you expect me to know what they did? when half of that shit was clandestine, half of that stuff was when you couldn't go live, half of that stuff is when there was no link. Are you okay? Come on now. You acting like I'm over here what's that man name? Forget that man's name, but he was a famous journalist or something like that. Oh hell no! Like I'm Tom Brokaw or somebody. What problems are you having? YouTube been janky lately. I just think they implementing a lot of stuff. To be honest, I really. But what I'm seeing, they implementing a lot of things. I'm sure they got to do that during normal business hours. So that's why we seeing a lot of stuff. Um, if you hungry, just say that. Sound it out. Girl, shut up. Oh boy, shut up. With your marshmallow, ugly avatar looking ass. Not you, YouTube cameras. This perpetual ish starter. All right. So what was I saying? Okay. So yeah. So okay. All right. So now if we're talking about Heidi, and let me just say, y'all put stuff out and y'all forget. James, you are not the original. I got he. I was like, damn. Am I all right? Is he okay? Because you don't expect James to lie like that. But James, I don't know what is it. I don't know if his brain is somewhat betraying him. But that motherfucker be out here acting and standing and saying stuff as if it's true, which then goes along with him lying. Let me just say this one thing. Do you not forget I was the first town hall meeting, James? I was the first time. You keep saying, "Oh, I was the first one," or alluding to the fact that you were. No, I was the first one. The first one on my Avatar Nation page because something was going on. I'm not trying to spotlight that, but I brought attention to the situation. I'm like, oh hell no, we're not gonna sit around here and let that transpire. So I think you're forgetting that. Okay, and then the other part, like you just people that like Heidi came up here and said, oh, she helped you do this, she helped you do that. But damn, you up there going, no, she did, and I did this before this, and I had an e-commerce page and all this other stuff, and then secondly, you keep talking about numbers. My numbers, they let you live. My numbers, my numbers, my numbers. Okay, but you talking about numbers not adding up. Your numbers ain't adding up either, homeboy. At all. At all. At all. Like, why you hating on my numbers? It is what it is. I put my ass out there. I put forth what I did. I don't put and advertise alive like I did all the time. I went on and advertised that shit. I pre-planned that shit. So therefore, when you do shit like that and you reach out to people and stuff like that, then shit materializes. You know what I'm saying? Like you go, hey, town hall meeting tonight, then you have that. But I don't do that for every line. Then you want to say, I want to sit here and say, ah, y'all so stupid. Y'all say I birthed Lemon, then y'all say I took for Lemon. I copied from Lemon. Let's get it damn straight. Yes, Lemon emerged from over here. What y'all seeing over there is nothing but a copy of a youth Avatar Nation production every motherfucking night. My production had morals. Don't you remember how my shit started out? The same demonic ass, crazy ass stuff that's going on now. So why do y'all keep trying to put that man against me? If anything that happens over there, any success, not no negativity, any success that transpires over there comes back over to Big Papa. And I'm Big Papa. Baby, baby. Okay? Because all that's going over there, all that format and all that stuff that's put and put, all the format and stuff go, that's me. There has been no growth. There's been no enhancement since Avatar Nation, Sir King, started out over here. So anytime you're trying to put that man against me, that's nothing but praise to me. Hello? Hello? I'm just not willing to do the demonic ass shit that's needed to get numbers. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to be linked up. I don't want to have to bow down. I don't have to kiss no ring. I don't want to have to go on. Do you not know how much that man is behind the scenes trying to keep things from blowing up, to keep alliances together, to now having to reach down in his pocket to keep things going? No, 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 no. So every time you mention that, oh, reminiscent, no, just I don't take that as a dig. I take that as a pat on the motherfucking back. Now all that other stuff that go on, that demonic ass cursing out shit, no, I would never get behind that and take praise for that. But y'all weird, y'all weird, y'all weird, and y'all keep saying he surpassed you. How? How did that man surpass me? Go look at my numbers. 1, 2 years numbers in the game. He only got 1 year in the game. Come talk to me when he in year 3. I'll be like, okay, yeah. All right, then I see what y'all saying. Y'all want to put that man against me up, put that man up against me so bad. But the facts ain't facting. The facts ain't facting. Like I said, anybody can have a great rookie year, but that don't determine your career. I don't get that. So they are weird. And thank you for your gesture as well the other day, Black First Code. It's weird. It's like they intentionally ignore the blatant facts to go to things that support their argument. So it's crazy. So what? So you're Nicki Minaj and he's Cardi B? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. Like that. What kind of analogy is that? Did did Cardi B come and work under Nicki Minaj? I'm not ever aware that they started out as a tandem. You know, right? What I can say the best to you, and this is not even a right analogy, is that I'm Beyonce and he over there Kelly Rowland. That's what I would say. That's what I was saying. Or I'm Master P and he over there Little P. I don't know. So that'll be the best analogy I can give you. You know, mm but I'm not trying to cause no argument or no dispute with him. I'm just saying how people are trying to bring him up and use him to come at me. But every time y'all do that, that's nothing but a compliment to me because what's going on over there is a direct replication of what we had over here. But I have my stuff with morals. I'm not gonna sit here and call no woman no B, all that stuff repeatedly, dog her out and talk about certain things in her life. I don't play with that because like I said, I think the tongue is a weapon that can materialize and bring what you said to fruition in your life. So that's what I gotta say about that. Tay Weedy says he's up now, things change. But they can't be I'm not I ain't gonna say no, shut up. You had numbers then, change your platform. People, okay, that's fine. It's fine because you, as a subscriber, you don't know what shit we go through. And then on top of that, there was certain things being changed by the platform owner that did not make it as lucrative as it once was. It's a business, baby. And at the end of the day, numbers don't motherfucking lie. And when those numbers start going down, I'm talking about monetary numbers. You look at the situation as a whole, and you say, okay, well, this business venture has read its motherfucking course. And you have to understand, we were in the middle of the pandemic. YouTube does not come with no benefits. YouTube does not come with no 401k. And YouTube does not come with no sick days. Catch that. So you can have all the motherfucking numbers that you want. You a dummy to sit up here. And then when shit gets real, you have nothing to fall back on. You can't call YouTube and say, I'm feeling sick today. I need sick pay. Can you do it? Oh, YouTube, I'm giving you all this time. Are you helping me plan for my future? YouTube will sit over here and say, what? You a 1099. You a contractor, dummy. You can come and go as you motherfucker please. And if you can sit up there and take what they told you and use it and try to invest or go and see other business ventures or get your ass a motherfucking stable source of income, only a dummy will sit up here and be committed to these non-loyal numbers and what they bring and who they bring. YT Cameron says, SK, another supporter said they were blocked. Mother couldn't really know. I went back and looked. He wasn't blocked. What he may have done was he may have put when he was go look into what he said. He may have put when he was talking about whatever platform, Blab or some other platform he used. YouTube may have blocked that from being put down because that was the competitor of YouTube. That's all I can think. I went back and looked and checked it myself, and immediately after I saw that laugh, I posted that on my community wall. He's not blocked, so I don't know why people are saying that. They may have been, I can say, timed out. I don't know because I don't watch my live on my handheld. I watch it on StreamYard. So there's a lot of shit, but still you get notifications on my StreamYard. I never saw him drop down. I never saw anybody get timed out in that live where I had with Heidi. So I don't know where that's come from. If you say certain words, then or type certain competitors, then they might have immediately blocked it because he told you it was immediately taken out. So that means that YouTube must have done that, not us, because my moderators know not to block. Now they'll still time your ass out, but not to block. So he's not blocked. So I don't know what's going on his end over there. So Tweety says, I agree, business, yes. Which baby says, hey, Sir K, is the tongue mightier than a sword? Yes, in many instances it is. And with the way that, and I'm not doubting Lemon. I'm not talking bad, but yeah, all y'all can see, I do have a spirit of premonition. With those words that he speaks is only bound to bring him tangible trouble. And I'm not wishing that, but I know how this application rocks, and I know how this application rolls, and I know how these people plot and plan behind the scenes. And then there are people mad to this day of how he treated them. You know, you got to listen to your audience. You got to listen to what people are telling you because they are the pulse on what's going on in the front end and on the back end, right? So when people say, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get a chance, an opportunity to pull up on your ass or whatever," let me just say this: look what they did to Jay Wilson. Look what they did to Jay Wilson. Y'all, they got a tape of someone actually in the setting of a real life setting of Jay Wilson. Let me say that again: a real life setting of Jay Wilson, talking about him not being ordained or on the progress or the steps of being ordained. Let that sink in, y'all. Let that sink in. That man has pissed off some people to the point where they have access to him. They have access to him to the point where they were sitting up there in a setting to capture him on his, I guess you could say, journey at that time to being ordained. Think about that. Just think about that. Yes, I did a whole town on him, and why can't I don't like. Listen, you missed last night's live, and obviously you probably missed the town hall. The reason why is because what he said about Nessa's child was clearly despicable. Of course, I'm not going to do that to praise him. It was clearly despicable, and that was the last straw that I had. No man should be talking about anybody's child, nobody's mothering ability, what's going on. And then he made it personal. He said, "Oh, I could give y'all a ride, ho, to go pick him up and take him to school." That was wrong. And then on top of that, miscapture your secret. I don't know if you have any kind of form of divinity in you, but that was pretty much so because he keep playing with God. I stay on his ass. I stay on him like white on rice because he played with God, and I don't think that's okay. And last night I said, I'm not gonna allow my silence being indicated or taken as a form of acceptance. Hell to the fuck no, because that's when everything starts running crazy. When we start sitting up and allowing people who throw in your face that they are have divine favor and ministry and a depth into the laws or the ways of the Lord. No, I don't play that. I don't play that. So I'm gonna stay on it. I'm gonna say something because you never know how it is to form people how hard it is for people to form a relationship with the entity that they cannot see. Then they believe that this person has formed a relationship with the entity, therefore they may have the blessings that they brag about or lie about. And then they think that the behavior of that person is what got them these situations or these blessings. No. Or they begin to put themselves or begin to copy this person's negative behavior. No, 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 no. We're not going to do that. That's why everybody's got a voice. You just got to tell me how you're going to use it. But put yourself in the shoes. You know, someone wants to do a town hall on you. You will flip a table. I'm not even trying to. No, I would not flip a table. Let them do a town hall on me. Let them do a town hall on me. Let you gotta understand the actions speak for itself. So you're gonna sit up here and forget all the things that he said. Are you there? Do you listen to the things you said? Do you not know that situation with Tommy and Castro could become a deadly situation? Do you not know Tommy's interaction with the police? If you had a trigger happy cop, could have taken that man's life. I think y'all look at not y'all, but I think some of y'all look at things at such a superficial level and not at a deep level. That is a real life situation that was galvanized by Jay Wilson, provoked by Jay Wilson. Thank God that shit did not turn deadly. What if Tommy would have hit that man in a place in his head that would have immediately caused Castro to pass away? So you're not gonna sit up here and challenge me about me wanting to do a town hall. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. And yes, I sound like Jay Wilson, but I did what I wanted to do, and I could call out any motherfucker I want to. And if you go back at the times in which I did town halls, they were a very serious nature, and that was the only one time. And I would not let anybody play for God with God. For me, for y'all to sit up here and come at me for doing the town hall, I think really y'all are somewhat of Lucifer's minions. Who thinks it's okay to ever play with God? That just lets me know where you guys are spiritually. If anything, y'all should be the advocates of God and Jesus to let them know that he deserves more reverence than what Jay Wilson is saying. To be honest, y'all should be saying, oh no, don't play with God like that. God is not to be mocked nor monetized. Take whoever he going out of the equation. I'm not gonna sit over here and let God be mocked. And I'm not gonna sit over here and let that be okay, a new low standard that we can play with God. I'm not gonna do that. Now you and your spiritual journey may be totally different than mine. It's totally understandable. We are raised differently. But I'm not going to let that happen. And when he did what he did to Ness, that was put on my soul. Because let me tell you, sit up here. Numbers don't mean shit to me. I hardly make any money from here. And let me just be honest, if it wasn't for my people in the platinum chat, I would not be on this application. I would not be on here at all. Because the thought process that I put in here, I could be over here getting some damn advanced degrees and shit like that. But I understand I have a presence and people do appreciate my presence. So I do come on here. But no, it's not from a business standpoint, it's not worth it to me. Y'all heard it and said it from Birth of May last night. When we see what we get, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to be from a business standpoint on here. It's not. It's not. It's not. And then what's so fucked up about it is that they put ads on stuff that we don't not even make money from. Like somebody said, oh, Pizarro got ads on her video. Pizarro's not getting paid out on ads. She's not monetized. She's not in our partner program. So it's kind of fucked up that YouTube, they think, oh, well, we can make money off of people who we're not even paying. That's weird. And then in the sense of that, they then sit here and pay us nothing based on what we provide. You got to do what a limit is doing, 8, 9, 10. It literally becomes a slave job. It becomes a peasant job. It becomes just a job that you put all that time and effort into, but you get nothing from. In order to see you at the mercy of the audience through a super chat or cash app or whatever, putting your application on, excuse me, your creativity on multiple applications in hopes of that it adds up to something. So no, but I'm going back to my original argument was that the fact that no, I'm not going to let God get played with. And that's why I said last night to Urban, there has been a strategic effort to eliminate or to minimize or to illegitimize the presence of the Lord in our most consistent places in our world, meaning schools, public spaces. They want y'all to think that, oh, there is no God that exists. And if he does exist, for you to sit up here and not think about him when you go to your daily activity. That's what I think, and that's what I know. Telling, oh, you can't say God in this song, or you can't say God publicly. It's just like weird to me. And I understand respect of people's religious beliefs, but if there's an indication in everyday society to do right, then it shouldn't be like intentionally, legally banned. So, um, me doing my Jay Wilson thing was to bring attention to a situation. And what anybody don't like is negative criticism. And sometimes when there is negative criticism on the magnitude that we had the other night, it unconsciously, not consciously, but unconsciously causes people to reflect and maybe pull back at some of the things that they're saying and doing. And if they don't, and like I said at the end of that town hall meeting, then you get a warning before destruction. And it's simple as that. I have a platform. I'm going to use it. And that's what I want to say to that. And it's not like I'm making formulations or accusations or insinuations, but these have been direct actions and words that come out of that man's mouth. And yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, people have done him wrong. But that don't mean because you hurt, you come out here and now do other people wrong and use God as a reason to do it, or use the moniker of it being a show to legitimize that harassment and that you're doing. Jay Wilson, you are very blessed that that situation between Tommy and Castro did not turn deadly. Because you may have been seen or held as a reliable party to that demise. And the video evidence would have been there. You go in those boys' lives and antagonize them. You don't hit the live, but you go in their live and antagonize them, drop a bomb, and then run over to your life. Open and knowing that they didn't have the lack the maturity to not even hit your life. You're very astute of what you're doing. But when it's playing with people's lives, that's wrong, bro. That's wrong. It's wrong. It's different than talking about a boo boo cloud tile than dealing with somebody's life. And that's Black Girls Coach says Jay Wilson purposely weaponizes the name of God. He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, and when people see that you even speak of the Lord, they put you in a different box. Because they're like, oh, God is on his soul. He's not like an everyday heathen that's walking around without the presence of the Lord on his soul. People get credit for that, you know? Let me see what y'all saying. Black Girls Coach said Jay Wilson behaving bad couldn't be literally bragging and cursing contradicts what is generally expected for clergy or someone to behave back. I agree. But I know Miskept Secret is coming at me, and if I may have it wrong, I don't know if it was her. Was it her? I think it may have her, but she's the same one that said she would get an AK-47 and blast me up or something like that. I think that was her. It may have been somebody, but I think I know Miskept Secret. I think that may have been her. But then again, people forget what they say to people, right? But they want to tell them how to act. I'm just, you know what I mean? I ain't, but they said when you speak about God, that's when all your haters come up. Yeah, it was a long time ago. I think it was her. It was somebody. Yeah, I think it may have been her. I'm trying to think of the other person that it may have been. But it was definitely a woman. It was definitely someone miskept secret. Yeah, it was her. Yeah. I can't think of the other person. I'm trying to think of the other person. But it was definitely her. I'm for sure. I would say allegedly, but because it so happened so long ago. But yeah. She put in somebody chat. She come through with an AK-47 or something. Yeah, I remember that shit. Mm-mm. You brought up that little boy Pepper terrorized me and doxed me. I don't know who the fuck you talking about. I ain't never doxed you. I don't know you. I don't like you like that. And I don't know you. That's against all my principles to dox you. So I don't know what you're talking about like that. So stop sitting up here now to stop sitting up now to excuse your bad behavior. Stop coming up here now to excuse your bad behavior that occurred in the past is not giving you the consideration for the current day. I like how they sit up there and say, oh, you sat up here and allowed someone to dox me. You wrong for that shit. Nobody, I don't do that. What are you talking about? It's crazy. It's crazy. Now I have amnesia. Yeah, I've been through a lot of shit on this application, right? But you're not refuting the fact about the AK-47. And at the time, I didn't do shit to you. I didn't even know you were sitting over here trying to big really in people's lives and get your internet acclaim. I do remember that, and I remember you saying a lot of fuck shit about me. So yeah, I saw that, and you're not sitting up here refuting that, right? You're not sitting up there saying that you would put out a terroristic threat against me, right? You're not saying that, are you? No. See, you see what I'm saying? She ain't saying no. I never said that. I never said I got an AK-47. No, did you? You didn't. So back the fuck up off me. A lot of people on here get fucking heat because they say shit about people, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Like they get heat. They want to come up here and say all the shit they want to say to a content creator. But when the content creator out see and call them out and say what they seen them for the fun shit, then they get mad. Then you know what? If you said I did something, the damn AK-47 shit should have been directed towards that person you're talking about. Oh, now it's the beef sector. Oh, there they go. It's the beef sector. So that excuses your behavior. So back the fuck up off me about talking about Jay Wilson. It's the beef sector. Okay? By your words only, it's the beef sector. There. Okay? So leave me the fuck alone. And coming looking for your ass when you're wrong as fuck to put out a terroristic threat against me. I don't take that fucking light. Exactly, Brixton. Here she coming up here trying to chastise me for shit. I bring up shit that I know she said, but then what's crazy? Now it's the beef sector. Gotcha. It's the beef sector. Okay. Anyway, moving along. So that's all I pretty much will say. Trezur Lane. Oh, so now I'm a man. Grow up. So if I'm a man, then you should understand how I take a threat of my life literally. Because any man move the way I move, and that's all I'm gonna say. Since I'm a man, because I take that as a threat. I'm not a little boy. And when you mention AK-47, that's a deadly motherfucking weapon. Aim to kill, a war weapon. So I'm a man, right? So I take it as a threat on my life. Block her ass up out of chat. I don't like people who do that. Please. Pronto. Please. I don't like people who like to play games like that and move the goalposts when they know they done did some fuck shit to you, but then want to go around that and move the goalposts and validate what they're saying. Nah, I don't play with people like you. You people like you are dangerous. I'll block you myself. I don't like people like you. Hold on. Well, I don't like people like that. That's dangerous people. That's dangerous people who then try to sit over there and weaponize, knowing that they put a terroristic threat out on you, mentioning what they gonna do. You call them out for the shit. Now they gonna say, "Oh, this is the beef sector." I don't like that. That don't you moving all counts wrong because you didn't know I'll pull that ace out on you, right? I pulled that. You didn't know I remember that. You didn't know I remember that, right? You go home, me responsible for what somebody else said, and you've been around as you know, and you know that these platforms are unpredictable. We on a live broadcast. I don't know what nobody gonna say. And if it's the person that's being mentioned in the chat, we know his ass was unpredictable. But you go home, me respond. Your beef was him. He came at you, not on the behalf of me, because he was not loyal to me. So obviously you and him had an issue. Yeah, I believe so, Gemini. You and him had an issue, not me. So like I said, because I bring up something that I remember you saying vividly, now I think now you mad and talking about, oh, the beef sector is the beef sector. Nah, nah, you can't move that goalpost on me, girl. And like you said, I'm a man. Damn right, I'm a man. So I take that as a threat, like a man. Okay, move around along. Um, so that's all I pretty much got to say. Pretty much, Deanna, girl, let it go. What's his name? Treasure Lane. Let it go too. That situation between you and Heidi and all that other shit. And the last thing, James, you talking about? Oh, that wasn't a town hall. That's a meeting in the ladies' room. Well, it seems like a lot of people want to get into the ladies' room. Okay, a lot of people want to get into the ladies' room, and then when it takes time for you to step up and be an OG or submit your status or submit your contribution to the neighborhood, James, you didn't want to do it. You want to sit here the whole OG. Well, why y'all keep saying my name? Why y'all keep saying? But then you want to sit up and say you want to be respected, right? In moments of time, that's when the OG is supposed to step up. When we talking about the status of the sector, OG 2.0, all that. Y'all could have probably made a difference in that. And y'all probably could have kept some people who were trying to come in check. But like in real life, when the people in the neighborhood, OGs who've been there, time for the step up, they be, I'm gonna get in it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But they want to be respected. Like it's a new day. They don't remember nothing. Sorry to say it. Hell, a lot of them videos are gone. Half y'all don't be out here like that to maintain y'all presence like that. And this new school don't remember who y'all are. Y'all just names to them. They don't know your actions. They don't know your contributions. They don't know any of that. And then when we come and they have an opportunity for y'all to come on and flex, oh, don't call my name. Well, y'all keep saying my name. So they say and act what they do. Heidi came out here. Tim came out here. It was great to give people a retake on history on where things were and how they got to be. Because not everybody can remember everything, and people are coming in at different points in time. So, well, thank you, Davina Jones. I hope you alone. I hope you're doing well. To me, listen, I'm a marketer, so I have to market things a certain way. And the vernacular in which you use to market certain things is key to the success of your event. Just like they sound stupid to me when they say, "Stop putting my name in the title." Stop. Well, hello, you know there is a search engine. You know when people go and look up stuff, it's something that comes up. So if you knew, it's just the mindset of some people are weird. Like that wasn't a town hall meeting. That was yes, it was a town hall meeting. It talked about everybody because that person was affecting our area. So so that's what I gotta say. Thank you, Simplified Success. Appreciate it. And then the other half of it turned into entertainment. This is an entertainment application. People are taking a break from their life. People are taking a break from whatever stress they come on. They don't want to talk about real life situations. I provide that, but they don't want to do that for 3 hours. And I'm not going to dog Jay Wilson out for 3 hours because what happens when that happens, it becomes competitive. I mean, sorry, not competitive. It becomes repetitive repetitive, repetitive. We can only talk about so much stuff that Jay Wilson did. Hours are good enough. Then you had Tim. Then you had Heidi. Then you had excuse me if I can forget. Then you had Ness come up, so they were able to share their insights. Sometimes history has to be repeated so people don't forget. And the YouTube streets are no different. Sometimes you do have to hear people tell you something 5 years ago because people are sitting up here regurgitating stuff that the way they wanted to happen. So that's crazy. Gemini 75 says that type of town hall you have, it was the first way, sorry, it was the same way when you did the first reset town hall many years ago because of that guy over there. Exactly. Exactly. So, and I don't use that town hall vernacular loosely. What's up, Yanni M? How you doing? Long time no see. Hope you doing well. I don't use that loosely because it comes with a certain weight. You know, a town hall is to bring people together to express a concern. The town hall doesn't come together with a set resolution in mind because you never know at the town hall that resolution may not be fit for what you think the people are seeing. You may have to adjust it. But a town hall is meant to express people's concern. And I think a lot of people don't understand that who've never been part of a real hall, a real town hall, a city hall meeting. When you go to a city hall meeting, that's there to express a concern. They don't come already in most cases with a already determined fix for a situation because they want to hear the community's recommendation for how they think they should fix the situation. It would be no point to having a town hall if there was a resolution or a fix already determined. Hello. So people are like, what was the point? What did y'all achieve? I think we achieved peace. I mean, achieved the point. That man was sitting over there intently with an earbud in his ear, in his ear, and stressing out about what we were saying. So, some people, this is preacher is it's a fast way, but that's way that there's way too many who did it. No, I don't agree with that. I don't understand what you're trying to say, but um, this wasn't no lucrative venture for me. I didn't make no tons of money off of this. If I wanted to make tons of money, I could have did a damn talent show. That would have been more lucrative or whatever. Will says probably anger the Lord and will have to become accountable. Well, I'm not going to take it there, lovely one, because I'm not a spokesperson for the Lord. I'm a spokesperson for the people in which His words may be affected. I mean, you coming on here talking. If I'm on my platform talking about something to my audience, and you going over there mocking me about a real life situation, having to use Snap, and then saying it may get snipped and traumatizing to a person to the point where they tear up their application because they're tired of getting rejected. When a real reason for them tearing it up is because of your cyber bullying, then yeah, we need to step in and say something. So, but that's all I really want to say. If you're coming in late, the first portion of my live dealing with is YouTube trying to dox Lemon. I will share that later. I'm having some technical issues because I needed to present something, um, and I can't do that right now with the technical issue that I'm experiencing. So that would have to be done at a later a later time, maybe later today. I don't know. It depends on when the situation gets rectified. Other than that, I appreciate y'all engagement today. Please thumbs up the live before y'all leave. And like I said, like please, for people who go at content creators or saying shit, we always see stuff. We always see it, or it gets back to us. So don't be surprised when that content creator pulls out that ace on you and be like, "Oh, I saw what you said over here," and then you move instead of apologizing. You want to move the goalpost to excuse your terroristic threat. I don't play like that. I would never issue a terroristic threat on nobody unless I'm into it. This is not the place to do that, especially in this day and age. So, what you say, Black Girls Chaplains are seen as moral and supportive figures, but Jay Wilson's derogatory self-hatred and prideful behavior is inconsistent with the religious ethnic values. What was crazy about that situation, about the chaplain, is that he started to mock that Hispanic family whose relative passed away and how the family was touching all on the body and how he said, oh, he wouldn't be doing that. I just thought that was of low taste. So, no, Supervisor says you're absolutely right. The gag is it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the numbers. I didn't go out here. I didn't go out here saying, listen, oh, he barely get no number. Listen, I'm gonna break it down for y'all. People get numbers. What's up, the B Sector podcast? People getting. I'm over in sectors where they're getting. Homeboys are making bank. 24K at the end of a lot. It's this white boy. I'm gonna tell you something. It's this white boy in the financial sector. He is doing YouTube dirty. He got his. He hired a team. What's up, Sarah? Man? How you doing? He hired a team, and it's really a genius thing. And when I was thinking about, but the boy got the money to do this. Okay, he is broke, but no means. But I'm like, because I watch how he moved. Now, homeboy got a jet. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you what level he owned. He got his own jet and everything. But still, he spent the majority of his day. He probably live right now. Motherfucker on live he live on the West Coast. So 8 o'clock, no, 5 o'clock, because he knows that the financial markets on the East Coast open at like 9:30. Homeboy is up, let's say 5:30, especially when it's a big day, like a big report coming out. He got to wake up at 5:30, and he just started doing this. And he'll be live the whole day. And I'm like, why this motherfucker rich ass dude I'm sure he got property, whatever, and all that other stuff because he got some company. But I'm not gonna go into that. I said, why is he up? Why is he on YouTube like this? It don't make sense to me. Then I figured it out. He was probably calculating his numbers. He's like, yo, you know what? I could probably run the bag up on YouTube, especially with his ads, be live all day. He did hire the team. And I'm like, why is he hiring a team? At the time, I was like, oh, okay, he probably trying to do something. But he hired a team. I don't know how many teams, probably 2 or 3 people. And what they do as he's live, they snip his stuff. So he'll be talking about Trump. He'll talk about the economy. He'll talk about something that comes out. And then his team will take what he did and repost it and create individual segments where they get money off of that. Because he realized that everybody ain't got time to sit and watch an 8-hour live. They want to see, some people do, and some people don't. And even in those lives that he's got about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people all damn day, that's a 40K video. Then you're going to hit the people who probably going to rewatch a live about Tesla. And I was like, wow. So he get into the bag on that end. So I just said all that to say is like, the numbers didn't matter to me, right? Because I don't kind of have that kind of time. I ain't got that kind of influence like him. So that when they keep saying, oh, it's about no, I'm not about the numbers. More numbers, more problems. I achieved my goal. I achieved my goal. That was that. I achieved my goal. It was aware. I told you I'm a marketer. I know how to get the word out. And I'm grateful and thankful for those who I don't know of, who may have shared the live. Of course, I ain't expecting my numbers to drop. James over there, well, your numbers ain't adding up because you got 6K one live and now you can barely get 10% of that. Of course, because I'm not putting no pressure. I'm not putting no marketing effort into that. I know how to market. Hello, I know how to get out there. I know how to YouTube streets. I did a pre-live before the live and not right into it. I did a couple hours for it so it can marinate so the people can be reminded of that. I'm not doing that for no regular live. So I expected the numbers to go back down to it. The numbers don't matter on this application unless you pulling in the numbers like them dude I was just telling you about. Now those numbers add up to bank. That's I don't know what the numbers are, but 40K, 24K in a that's some money there. So yeah. Insta for, let me say, lots of folks clip sections of their life and make, right, but I'm not talking about that, the environment law. That motherfucker will sit up and he got a team that's taking 14 minutes of him talking about Putin and Trump, re-uploading it. His team re-uploads it while he's live. Now I don't know how he don't get hit with that reuse content thing. That would be my only concern. But he does that and put that up while he's live so that it triggers another alert as if he's going live specifically about that subject only when he already talked about it. The same thing in his the live that he's on. So it's interesting. Like I said, I wonder if YouTube gonna get him for the reuse content thing, but we'll see. Gemini 75 cents plus, that's how many that don't like Wilson's plus that's how many that don't. Right. I think that's a good point too. A lot of people were trying that don't like that. I mean, what's up, Rhonda? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Gemini says, if SK cared about YouTube numbers and money, he would be doing more lives. SK backed away and start living life after the pandemic. Well, like I said, at the end of the day, YouTube ain't coming with no mercy plan. What's up, Summer Breeze? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Rich the Babe says he worked harder, not smart. He worked smarter, not harder. He did a DJ rag. He's the original breakdown one video guy. True. So, like I said, I'm interested to see if he'll get hit with that reuse. But when you at that level, and I think you might have 1 million subscribers, I don't know. YouTube deals with you differently, you know. So it wasn't about the number. It wasn't about the money. But it was about the awareness. It was a moment in time. Because then you hear a lot of people saying, well, why isn't anybody saying it if it's a big deal? And this will be a moment in time where people can say, well, no, that's not true. Sir King did do the live and brought it to people's attention. Go look at it at this and this and day. And you can find it because it got town hall and meeting, town hall in it. That's why I title things certain way too. So in a moment in time, people can go back and easily search things. They ain't gotta be like, oh, a meeting in the sky. What? No. It's crazy. Simplify success. While people are really haters, they completely looked over the whole point, which is awareness. Haters, thank you, Simplify success. And I'm not praising you just because you agree with me, but you get the point that it wasn't about hating on somebody. It wasn't about numbers. It wasn't about money. It was about just bringing awareness to the situation and stop using God. If Jay Wilson was to sit up there and drag people, I wouldn't give a damn. But you're invoking religion. And like I was saying one time, it's hard for people in this day and time to have a relationship with a spiritual entity that's not tangible. That's the true definition of faith. Faith is believing in the unseen and believing that what it says it will do. You know how he was struggling right now? Oh my God, I can't. I'm looking at my refrigerator. They cut my benefit. God, you said you're there. God, you said you're there. If you truly believe, you will believe that he will get you more than you ask for. It may not come on your dime or your time, but it will be on time. So, right. And you know what? So everything's for a season. It was for a season. We couldn't go nowhere in the pandemic. I was limited in my ability. Not well, yes, I was limited in my ability. We all were, and where we can go. Thank you, W. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. Where we can go in the pandemic, and then you gotta understand, a lot of people moved online. A lot of people were stuck at home. A lot of people were trying to get away from each other who was in the next motherfucking room. So if I helped them go outside and go into the tent and listen to me to help them get through that 3 hours of that, family member or relative that was tormenting them, then I did my job. And hopefully they moved on from that situation and that relative moved out. I was there for I was there for a season. I wasn't meant to be on this application. This application is very draining. It takes a lot. It brings a lot of people into your life. There is a lot of greed on here, and there's a lot of entitlement. I'm not meant to be on here like that. Sorry, I'm not. And not. You can't because people come and go as they please, right? And YouTube has not made it lucrative to be on here. It's not. If you see what we take home per video, Like I say, the only time we make money, and I'm telling you, because I looked at I just said, let me go back into the YouTube studio because they're making a lot of changes. They're asking us to agree to a lot of stuff, and you have to be careful what you agree to and what you enroll to. And I want to see certain breakdowns and stuff like that. And I went into my video and I looked at my analytics, and I'm like, that's it? Because usually before it would show you like what you're making in the video, and I looked at the video, and I'm like, oh my god, that's it? That's it? And a lot of times, what's helping these content creators make it is the memberships, it's the super chats, and then it's the other stuff y'all they got. But I was like, damn, if I wasn't doing that, I would be. I mean, it was just really eye opening. Analytics will tell you a lot, and they're allowing more and more breakdown. I'm like, wow, how could YouTube even think that that's okay for someone for the profit share? How would you think that's even okay? Like, like you really would you're really demanding a lot of someone's life for them to pursue their dream to be on here. But then again, they say it's what 6 billion people, 8 billion people in the world. Those are potential people who you can use or get to monetize. I guess I don't know. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate what you're doing. Appreciate you for doing that for us. I'm never going to lose the human component of me. I'm never going to sell out people for money because I have a soul. And just like Lemon sits over there and say he can't watch his broadcasts because he knows that he has to listen and process and internalize the words he speaks. And when you have to do that, then you have to reflect. So, and that probably nobody wants to deal with that. So, um, I'm a moment in time. I'm not jealous of nobody because nobody could do it like I could do it. And I made a movement. Y'all didn't see nobody coming over here doing the way I do it, and they still can't do it. They try to do it, but they still can't do it. You gotta have an ear. You gotta have a pulse, and you gotta understand what the streets want. And I may not. I may do stuff that annoy people. Things like that. They want to call me a faggot and all this other stuff, and gay and all this zesty. This call me what you want to call me. Okay? Call me what you want to call me. But let me tell you something. Baby. Anyway. Um, and I know how to make people feel good. I had Brianna feeling good until she settled there and let people, other analyst people, influence her to ruin a good thing. And I know this is not a Brianna chance, but I'm really disappointed in Brianna. I really am. As much bravado and talent she has, she didn't have to settle for a person like that. But maybe Brianna always felt that she was second or third place and never should be first place. Honestly. But we don't know what's going on with Brianna's life. But I would never say to this day, Brianna, you could do way better than what you're doing. And you honestly shortchanging yourself with that man. And I don't give a damn if he hear this. He knows he's right. He should have. We don't know your past. But based on what we virtually exposed to, you could have done better. You could have done better. There's a man out there that would have taken you in and not bring all that baggage. That baggage ain't baggage you throw on a turnstile and just it goes away. That baggage is baggage that you got to deal with for a long time. Right? Because if one of those kids forms a connection with you, you're not going to discard them, right? But not getting rid of them means that now you got to still be dealing with their daddy. So I don't know, maybe you thought about all that, but at the end of the day, it seems like you the man in the relationship, and he knows that. So, but maybe that's what you like. You like being the man in a relationship because when you try to talk to me, I gather that, but that wasn't going to be the case. So maybe you got what you got. Maybe you got a man that you want to dominate and be the man in a relationship, and maybe you like that you got some things against him that you can maybe keep him in check for. I never thought about it like that. So maybe you know what you're doing, and I know. Simplify Success says, SK, this is a business and you get it. I think you need to venture out and speak on the world because you're good at that. You will go a long way. I will. I mean, that's something I think of, but that's something I got to Sorry about the accident hit the back foot. That's something I got to think about doing. That takes a lot of process within itself. I have channels that I can launch that on, but we'll see. We'll see. What's up, Malik? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I hope you and Brooke are okay and good. So yeah, so that's about it. That's all I want to say. But thank you for that idea. Simplify success. Um, you know, when you start talking about that real world stuff, you start involving other people, right? Right. And I don't know if I want to deal with them other people because, but it can be an opinion channel. But we'll see. We'll see. But with that being said, I got to go because there's a world outside of here that I have to attend to. But like I say, and I ain't begging. Right? Let me just talk about this whole begging thing. I'm rehashing things. Things are about to get harder for content creators. I honestly feel, excuse my French, we are fucked. We are fucked. We are fucked. And I hate to use it, but I got to drive it home. We are fucked because our economy had a hope before Trump came into office because it was a straight economic issue. It was a straight economic issue that was normal with the ebb and flow of the economy. Inflation, we were still dealing with the what they call those things. Not the handouts, but you know what I'm talking about, the stimulus checks. So that caused a lot of inflation because that put money in people's hands who normally wouldn't have it, and then created a supply and demand issue and drove things up. So we were getting over that. But when Trump coming in office, putting up tariffs, that's a direct effect to businesses. And that's going to cause inflation that we have not seen. You don't understand the cost or the tariff agreement has not gone into effect with China. We get majority of our goods from China. Look at anything in your house right now. It probably says made in China, right? Um, so that hasn't happened yet. So if these companies eat these tariffs, that means that's going to eat more into their margin. When I say margin, I don't mean fake butter or whatever. I mean profit. When they make less profit, that means they got less people to be able to hire and maybe keep on their payroll. So that's going to drive people to things that maybe they can find they can make money from, which is YouTube. So when there's more influx of content creators, that means that potentially less money in the pot. And they'll come up here again saying, oh, we've cut our profit sharing. But you got to remember, if there's less money for the companies, that's less money in their advertising budget that they can spend on YouTube. So y'all gonna see maybe more begging because there's gonna be more content creators but less money in the pot. So I'm just when people say, oh, it ain't because we being selfish. There's $100 threshold level that you gotta meet before YouTube gives you anything. And you're like, oh, that's nothing. That is something because you don't know how YouTube qualifies a certain number of views. You don't know how they give a certain percentage of money to a certain number of views. I think what Tim Blaine broke it down, he said per thousand views, you get like 11 cents or something. I don't know, but he probably right or something like that. I may be wrong. Maybe even I don't know. I don't think it's $1. But I may be wrong. So that's just an insight into what y'all see all these thousands of views, but they're like, oh, hell no. And what? They cut down that AI. They said, oh, hell no. Because people come in making videos with AI, sweeping in, making AI channels. They may have been entertaining, but to them, they're like, no, we can't allow this because this is out of control. Somebody can have 5 AI channels and they pay that person 5 times over. Thank you, Simplify Success. Simplify Success said, great town hall. Oh, sorry, great town hall awareness is needed in this section. Let me see. No sector awareness is needed in this sector. No sector. I agree. Or you just things spiral out of control. And then you really gonna have people over here policing y'all, flagging IPs and shit like that. Like that stuff we don't need. Right? That's why I say control you before somebody comes in and decides to control you. W says it's $10 for everybody, for every 1,000. I don't even think it's that much, to be honest, but I may be wrong. So, $10, $10 for 1,000 people. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So also says, be careful, everyone, because it's not safe for us on the streets. Carry at all times. They waiting to pick us up. Well, y'all, I think when that temporary protection order for them Haitians goes into effect, I think it's September 3rd, they're gonna use that as an excuse to start bothering people that they know ain't Haitian. Rhonda, well, I don't know. He now says it's 2,000, so he dropped $1,000. He said 2,000 a day, but like I said, it's a lot of stuff that like simplifies success. What she sent, that $10 she sent, you know, that goes a long way in adding or being able to meet that threshold. So if he gets super chat, if he gets memberships, if he gets other things, people buying memberships, super stickers and superstars, that adds up over maybe a month. And all the times he comes live, it could add up for him. But I don't count people's stuff. CCs need to take advantage of all the avenues for profit. Memberships, ads, sponsors, super chats, and multi-streaming, etc. It's a lot of work to make decent money. Mm, yeah, it's a lot of work and it's stressful, right? And then on top of that, you gotta understand, um, are they taking taxes out? So you gotta look at the tax factor too. A lot of people don't look at the tax factor. So you put in all that work and then you get hit by the tax man. I'm just saying. So, but the goal is to get 100 subscribers. Mm, yeah, algorithm matters too. So I was just sharing that with y'all. So thank y'all for those who support. Thank you for those who support. But I guess to get going, y'all have a great day. Remember to be the change you want to see in the world. And lastly, I want to say, don't sit up here and accept bad behavior. Don't sit up here and accept and normalize things that y'all know is wrong. Once you start doing that, then there's nothing but things to only get worse for you because they're going to use it as an excuse. Oh, but you did the same thing before. Don't let them, legitimize bad things that they know is wrong. And, God may be testing you. God may be testing you. Are you going to stand up and say no to me being mocked, desecrated, degraded? So you may be standing your test while you sitting up here thinking somebody's being, tested. You may be the real one. And I'm not going to fail that test when I see God being religiously mocked and for a coin. So but that's all I got to say. Y'all take care now. Have a good one. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you to my wonderful moderators. Thank you also to Simplify Success. I appreciate y'all generosity. If you want to, please feel free to send a gesture to dollar sign Sir King Crown. All right. Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good day and be the change y'all want to see in the world. See y'all later. Bye, y'all.